To go over some laws here dealing with real estate in St. Kitts, so you won't be making some big mistakes and then go back and regret doing them, because it can make a big difference when you're buying here, and you need to have some knowledge before you come down, especially if you're looking at getting citizenship in St. Kitts. The first thing I want to tell you about is on the property taxes and how it works. The property tax is real low in St. Kitts. Is 0.20% of whatever you're purchasing, with a $29,600 US dollar exclusion. Before that 0.20% kicks in. In the law it says 80,000 EC, which comes out to be 29,600 US. Now, one thing you need to know about property taxes, it works different here than it does in the US. In the US, if you don't pay your property taxes, typically what's going to happen, every state's different on what they're doing, they will eventually take over your house if you don't pay the property tax. The government will in the US, and they will take your put a lien against it, give you a deadline date. If you don't pay it, they'll just take your house, okay? And some states will actually sell a tax lien, depending on the state it is, where somebody can pick that up and purchase it. But St. Kitts is different. It's totally different. The way it works is, if you buy property in St. Kitts and you don't pay the property tax, what happens is you will just owe the interest and, of course, the principal of the property tax until it's paid. Now, let's say you go 10 years, 20 years out and it's not paid. It just keeps racking up. The government doesn't come in and put a lien on it. There's houses here down in Newtown, McKnight, other areas of St. Kitts. Some of these places, they might even go back to the early 1900s, maybe even 1800s. I don't know how far back it goes. But there's lots there that have been empty for years and years. I think some people actually buy properties. Maybe their family bought here and then left and went back to the UK or US or some other place, and they never paid. When the parents died, they might have left a deed that said, hey, this is split between 3 kids, you know, on the title, or deed of conveyance, whatever the property is listed as. And then what happens is, a lot of times, if these people don't move down here, they might just not do anything, just leave the property for years. So what happens is, they might die and just never come to see the property. Now, eventually, what's going to happen, possibly, unless the family has just totally forgotten about the property, if the laws ever change and the government puts a law like the U.S. has got, eventually they would take over the property. But right now, they're just going back for interest and the property tax. Now, they did have a window, a period where they allow people to come in, where they've actually excused them from paying. They had to pay the property tax they owed, but they waived the interest. That was very unusual. And some of these people went back for years and years and years, but the government did this, I think, it make it easier for them also. And people were able to, make up what they owed. But there's a lot of houses here that I don't think that the government's got who's on the title, but they just haven't been able to get the property tax for years. And that's one drawback. It's nice for the client, because then they don't have to worry about losing the house. The drawback is if they don't have some sort of system where they're collecting, what happens is eventually that property tax may never be collected. And I don't know how there's no limitation period how far back that can go. Anyway, if you're late on your property taxes, you don't have to worry about, you have to pay the penalty and the property tax, but you don't have to worry about the government coming in and putting a lien on the property as the way the law is now. And I don't know how many years they've had that law, but it's there's a lot of houses that are empty because of that. Okay. Now, another thing that you need to be aware of too is the land alienation license. Let me tell you what I would advise you to do. If you're buying property in St. Kitts, the area that I would stick in the most, although it's there's not much land left, is Frigate Bay. Let me tell you why. Frigate Bay is not only, I think, the best because it's close to all the grocery stores, you're close to nice beaches, but the thing that's neat is the government waivers the land aid and hoarding license if you're not a citizen of St. Kitts. So that's 10% of the purchase price of the property, and that's for the buyer to pay that. And there's a background check that goes with that too if you buy outside of Frigate Bay. Now, if you buy inside Frigate Bay, it's exempt. So you don't have, whether you're a citizen or not, doesn't make any difference. You're exempt from the land aid and hoarding license in Frigate Bay. And so what you do is you get the market of people that want to come to St. Kitts that maybe are not citizens of St. Kitts and they want to avoid that 10% fee. Well, to do it, you're going to have to buy in St. Kitts. But this is the other thing you need to look at. St. Kitts, if you buy in Frigate Bay, you avoid the land aid and hoarding license, but you also get the benefits of getting a title of property. So a lot of the other properties are deed of conveyance. It's freehold. Deed of conveyance and title property is freehold property. But the government has a law that's got to be title property if you want it approved for citizenship. So there's two markets that you're going to get when you buy in Frigate Bay. You're going to get the market of people that are not citizens that want to avoid that land aid and hoarding license, okay? And you're also going to get the market of people that are coming in and wanting, they want to get the citizenship, and by getting the citizenship, there is no land aid and hoarding license there either. In fact, you can get property that's outside of Frigate Bay, okay, that does not qualify for the land aid and hoarding license, even if you're not a citizen, if you're getting that property for citizenship. Okay, so all citizenship properties, I don't care where they're at, Frigate Bay or outside, they're exempt from the land aid and hoarding license, okay? Now, if you're a citizen of one of the countries like in the Eastern Caribbean Union, like Grenada, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Lucia, there's a total of about 11 different countries. St. Kitts and Nevis is one also. Then those people that are citizens of those countries that are not citizens of St. Kitts do not have to pay the 10%, okay? But they do have to they still have to apply for the land aid and hoarding license, but they don't have to pay the 10%, okay? That's one benefit of being a citizen with one of the Eastern Caribbean Union countries. And also, if you go and purchase property in their country and you're a citizen of St. Kitts, you also have that benefit also. That's one thing that's nice. You can go work there too, and it's free movement. You don't need a worker's permit or anything if you're a citizen already of St. Kitts. And you got a license here already, you can go to those countries too and work. But the key thing that you need to know is you want to get that market of citizenship, and you want to get the market of people that are not citizens that don't want to pay the land aid and hoarding license, okay? And the only way you're going to do that is if you're buying in Frigate Bay. All right, so because if you and you can also buy in a citizenship zone that's outside of Frigate Bay. That's the other alternative. But I think the area in Frigate Bay is just the nicest area of any place in St. Kitts or Nevis, and it has all the amenities you want. Most of the wealthy people in St. Kitts, this is where they live, and weather is just incredibly nice here all year round. But these are some things you need to be looking for. And then there's a stamp duty. The stamp duty, the seller pays that, and that's 10%. Now, that's why you don't want to be coming in here and buying outside of Frigate Bay that's not in areas that are not in the citizenship zone. I don't think a lot of locals realize it. when they end up selling their property, if it's not in the citizenship zone and someone's coming in and not a citizen, they got to pay 10% when they purchase it. And then that's as the buyer, is a land agent license fee, and then they're going to have to pay 10% when they sell it as a seller. That's a lot. I mean, you're in the hole a tremendous amount. But like I said, the way you get around that is buy properties that are in Frigate Bay, and get homes. If you're going to buy a house, make sure the house is approved for at least $800,000 in Frigate Bay. Of course, all properties in Frigate Bay are titled property. But to qualify for citizenship, if it's a standalone house, it's going to have to be worth at least $800,000 when you sell it. If it's a condo, it needs to be at least $400,000. So, but like I said, those two markets you want to be able to get people coming in that are not, they're not going to have to pay that land agent license, and that their property, when they resell it, can qualify to be sold for citizenship. Okay. Now, if you get a house that's now, to give you an example, a duplex and a condo, they qualify as a duplex is the same thing as a condo. I know it's different, but they view it as the same thing. So it's the limit right now is $400,000 for that. So these are some things that you need to be aware of. Also, I'll tell you something. When you come to St. Kitts the first time, I always tell people, go to both islands. This is what I did. I went to St. Kitts and I went to Nevis both. I mean, this way you can really get the gist of what's available, because you also want all these amenities, and you're going to get a lot more amenities in St. Kitts than you will in Nevis by, a long shot. But again, the key is you want to get titled property. And I've told people before, I've done this on other videos, that when you end up getting property that we did an analysis back in 2014, and for every 50 properties that were sold for citizenship, one sold outside of citizenship. That shows you your market there. So when people come to St. Kitts and they get these properties that don't qualify for citizenship, they might be in Half Moon Bay, beautiful views, but they're not going to qualify for citizenship. Not with the laws they got now, unless they change them. Okay, and also people that buy there, if they're not a citizen when they come in and buy your house, again, there's a 10% land agent license. So not only is your market a lot smaller, you can't sell it for citizenship. You got to pay a land agent license and the stamp duty when you sell it. You see, these are things people, they just don't look at stuff like this. And man, they get really pissed off when they start finding all these things out after they bought. So the easiest way to tell you is to get property that's in Frigate Bay. That's the easiest way if you can't put all these things, parts to the puzzle together. Get a property in Frigate Bay and make sure it's titled property. I don't know of any property that's in Frigate Bay that's not titled property, but you need to make sure on that. Okay, these are things that don't just go by what I'm telling you. I don't know of any property that's in Frigate Bay that's deed of conveyance. Okay, so these are some things that you need to be, paying attention to. And also, very few houses now, believe it or not, are approved for citizenship. It's taken quite a bit of time to do that. And they have developments that are approved for citizenship, and I'm talking about standalone houses, because it's taken about 8 months to a year to get them approved. So these are some things you need to know. Now, also, folks, if you can do me a big favor, we don't monetize this channel. If you can hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen, you'll get new videos automatically, and it helps us get this video out to more people. If you give us a thumbs up if you like the video, we'll get a better algorithm on this, and it will get out to more people and grow our channel, because we get nothing at all for doing this, and we want to grow the channel, and we're doing this for free, okay? We get nothing from Google on this, and so if you can do us that big favor, that would be nice. Now, if you've got any questions on this too, we got a WhatsApp number on the screen there, and our website's www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you got some more questions and stuff you got, and I would like to hear from you if you want to put any questions through the WhatsApp there. And I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.